today. Unfortunately, as the weather predicted, it is a downpour so far. Unfortunately, this weekend is our first little bit of free time in quite a while. So it's really hurting us on getting some stuff done out there. There is some things we need to do inside the barn. I want to get these stalls cleaned up, get them scraped out, and then just clean up some trash, some junk that's been here for years and years and years, and get that all out of the way. So that's what we're going to do today. Hello. All right, we are on the next stall now. I'm not going to bore you with watching me scrape and shovel a barn stall, so I'm just going to show you a quick before and after. Here's before. You can see there's a lot of leftover hay and straw, clumps of manure the goats are eating. Now I'll show you the after. And here is the after. That's much better.
The next day.
well, we got the parking lot or the driveway, whatever you want to call it. We got it all scraped. That about a third to maybe a half of it was lower. It had gotten real muddy and dug out over the years. Underneath all that, there was a good base layer of gravel. So we got all that scraped up and piled up. A lot more mud than I expected to get. But that's okay because we need it. I believe I've talked about it before on here, but I'm in the front stall, the very first one when you come into the barn. The second one, I'll try and show it, looks about like that. And the reason is, right here behind where the donkeys are, when the rain runs off the roof of the barn, instead of rolling away from the barn towards the railroad like the property is actually supposed to do, the entryway right here has gotten so beat out and with a couple cutouts that the water flows back in. And you can kind of see they're standing in some mud, but most of it runs into that second stall. And that second stall floods almost 100%. I gotta go shut the water off for the horse. But, so it floods and there's not a lot of airflow for that particular stall, and it never gets any sunlight. So it takes a very, very long time before that stall dries up. And I honestly don't know if it ever completely dries up. So we're gonna use a lot of this dirt right there, fill up that entryway, fill in a lot of the lower spots that we can get to at the entryway of stall 1, and then try and get as much of stall 2 built back up to where it's dry. That is the primary area for Mojo and the donkeys right now. So getting them on some dry ground before, and eliminating the problem to begin with before winter kicks in, is going to be major. So that is the idea with that. If we have any of that dirt left over, I will come down to one of these further stalls because their entryways kind of puddle up. Sometimes about 2 feet, maybe even 3 feet wide when it's really raining. And it doesn't flow into the barn, but it doesn't flow away from the barn either. So I'm filling those low puddles right there if we have any leftover dirt. And then in a couple days, we have 18 tons of gravel coming that we're going to spread out and hopefully get us a pretty much brand new driveway parking area where you just saw me do all that scraping at. So that's the goal behind it. That's one big thing that's been needing done off the to-do list. But today is Halloween, and it is almost time to take these kiddos trick-or-treating. So that is all we have time for today, unfortunately. I think I've mentioned it a few times. I've definitely thought about it, but when you're in a situation like me, you're just starting out real good, or you're working off the farm, you don't have a whole lot of time to dedicate to stuff like this. So you got to fit it in to some degree in every little spare chance you get. So that's what we're doing. But that's going to be it for today. Thank you for watching. If you hadn't already, please like and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously. Got a lot of projects coming up. We're going to finish up a handful here, hopefully in the next few days, and get this place squared away for winter. And then we're going to be tackling some big stuff out at the farm for the cows. So y'all stay tuned.